Sucrée. Now we're going to make the same recipe, just a little variation to it. We're going to add some almond flour. So replace some of the flour with blanched almond flour, which you can find at any chef supply store or natural food store even. And that's going to give it kind of a flakier, crispier texture to it, and a great, great, great flavor. So the first thing we're going to do again is to cream our butter and our sugar together, the same as before. And I like to use organic sugar as much as possible. This is evaporated cane juice. All it is really is just like regular table sugar, only it has been as processed, it hasn't been bleached, and it's got a bit thicker grain. So if you're making something like a rustic tart, it's really nice to use because it browns it really nicely, and it gives a great nutty flavor to it. Okay, so I'm just going to scrape down the bowl, and we're going to finish up this tart shell. Now, the difference between a tart and a pie is that a tart has kind of a cookie crust to it, not as flaky as a pie dough. Pie dough is flakier and sometimes has a top to it. Tarts always are just plain on the bottom, have no top. So let's keep creaming this. And while that's going, I'm just going to break my eggs into the bowl. There we go. Great, no shells. Just going to add them in one at a time. 1 and 2. Okay, I'm going to make sure that my vanilla is at hand. It's the same vanilla I was using before with the little vanilla bean seeds in there. I just absolutely love it. I wish that you could smell through here, but you'll just have to take my word for it because it's so delicious. All right, we're almost there. I'm going to need to scrape it one more time before I add in the other ingredients. Now, the almond flour that I was talking about just a minute ago is really a delicious, delicious ingredient. It can be a little bit expensive. Let me tell you why. You can get plain almond flour, and you'll see there'll be little specks of brown in it. Sometimes it's just called ground almonds. But when you're making something that's going to be a little bit finer in texture, you want to try and buy blanched almond flour, and this is what it looks like. They've blanched the almonds, they've rubbed off the skin, and then they pulverize it and turn it into kind of a flour-like texture. It is a little bit more expensive, but it keeps forever. So if you get a nice big container, if it's on sale, just keep it in your freezer or your refrigerator, and it'll last for a long time. Okay, we're ready to add our vanilla now. Again, nice dollop there. Just love the way it smells. So good. Okay. This is where I add in the blanched almonds. And you don't have to use almond flour. If you want to use hazelnut flour, it's delicious. And then maybe add some chocolate shavings inside and make this tart crust with like hazelnut flavor and a little bit of chocolate. It's really delicious. You could even add in some orange zest. It's so good. Really, really versatile. If you're going to be adding in chocolate shavings, wait until the very end, or just blend them into your flour. And that way it'll keep them kind of suspended in there, and it'll keep it from melting too much. If you add the chocolate now, and you're going to spend a lot more time turning it, it'll melt the chocolate, and you won't get those nice little chunks in there. Now, I don't believe in sifting, so all I'm doing is aerating the flour here. Flour into our mixture, and then get the nice towel trick down again. Don't want flour flying everywhere. Especially if there's water near the table, there's nothing worse than cleaning that up. Here's a little tip though. If you are washing out bowls or anything that's got flour on it, use cold water, because if hot water hits it, it's just going to immediately cook the flour onto your surfaces, and then it's really no fun to clean. Okay, here we go. We'll just give it a few more quick turns here. That's it. Here we are. Let's just wrap it up. Can get kind of messy, and this has a different texture than the last cookie dough we did, or pâte sucrée, and so we're just going to clean it up. It's a little bit more crumbly, and that's what gives it the great, great texture after you bake it. Okay, here we are. Perfect. There we go. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can email us at gourmandisesdesserts@yahoo.com. You can visit our website. We have some hints and tips on there sometimes. Or you can subscribe to our newsletter where we send out a recipe every week with some great little tips as before, just pressing it into the plastic. There we go. Beautiful. Nice little package, ready for the refrigerator. There we go. Now you want to make sure that it's tightly wrapped in the plastic, because if it's not, it'll absorb all the flavors from your refrigerator. And nobody wants a garlic scented vanilla pastry crust. It's just not delicious. So hang on a second and I'll show you how to make the same version in chocolate.